How's it going? Travis White here, doing my final lab for the Rotary Tool Lab. And what I've decided to do is take both my personal weapon and my service weapon. I'm going to break them down, and I'm going to polish the feed ramps on both, and just take a really good look at them and make sure that they're both going to be squared away. What I've got out for this particular task is I've got a couple of punches out in case I have issues with some of the pins. I have a brush in case I find some dirt somewhere that I don't it doesn't need to be. I've got some polishing solution, and I have my rotary tool set up with a felt wheel on it. Now, I've also got, of course, I got a rag here set to the side. And I've got my eye protection on. So doing these particular jobs, they're not very difficult. It's really easy to do. But throughout the readings that we did in the different classes, I definitely believe that a nice clean feed ramp and chamber entry area is essential to ensure that the rounds feed properly into the chamber. Which could be, very important, especially if you're at the range, but especially if I happen to be in a situation where I need my weapon to be reliable. So let me go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to start with my P250 personal weapon. I'm going to unload. I'm going to show clear. The weapon is clear. And I'm going to break it down. The first thing I need to do, of course, is take the upper off and separate the two. Spring out and the barrel out. I'll set those off to the side since I don't need to fool with them. And all I really need is my barrel and the feed ramp area. So let me go ahead and get started on that. Today's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm here due to a combination of procrastination and also dedication. Real quick, in my work area, I've got my felt pad, makes it easy to see the parts that I take off. I have a exploded view of my my personal weapon. I'm very familiar with the service weapons. I don't have one of those. And of course, the Super Bowl, I've got my iPad off to the side. So that I can listen and hear what's going on as well. So going back over the textbook, it talked about the different speeds and how you should have them set up. And so I'm going to be going at a fairly moderate speed with my rotary tool on this because I'm not removing any metal. I'm not doing anything that requires much, but of course I want to make sure I get a good, nice polish. So I've got it set at a moderate speed, not overly fast and not overly slow either. And I'm just going to spend a little bit of time going over this area right here. Making sure this is all nice, polished, and cleaned out. My personal weapon, I probably put, I don't know, maybe 700 to 800 rounds a year in it. I'll usually fire off when I go a box or two. My service weapon is another thing. My service weapon, I probably put close to 1500 through, so that I can not only train and do my requirements, but also be proficient in it. Let me take a good look at that here. Let me wipe it out, make sure I've got good contact and a nice even polish on there. I see some areas up near the top of the feed ramp that need a little bit more attention. You speed that up a little bit so I can get some little pressure on there. There we go. A little more polish on it. Take a look at that again. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Don't know if it's able to see it very well. See that nice little polish on there? Okay. I'll go ahead and put this back together, nice and quick. Okay. Again, this is my H&K P2000 service weapon. I'm going to unload. It is definitely clear. A little different, pretty much the same design, but a little different takedown procedure. This is going to be pretty fortuitous considering I've got quals in like 2 days. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing. Little different configuration on this one. The feed ramp's a little larger. They're both 40 cals, but this one seems to be a little bit wider than the other one. A little extra polish on here. Now, of course, the idea on all of this is to make sure that I've got really good, nice and clean, nothing that's going to obstruct the round from leaving the magazine, hitting the tip of this feed ramp, and cleanly laying itself firmly into the chamber to receive the hammer. Take a good look at that. Well, again, very nice. Very shiny on that one right there. I definitely appreciate that. So I'm gonna go and put this one back together. All right. All right, very good. And that is going to conclude my final project for the Rotary Tool Lab. It's been fun, appreciate it.